time of the year with fantasy football just right upon us. What is going on, y'all? 5 Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL. And as I promised you guys that I would be bringing my fantasy football videos back, here I am with my fantasy football advice. And so today going to be talking about, of course, you guys see the title, my sleepers for the running back position. So going to be doing this for the other positions as well, but we'll start with running backs first and foremost. But with that being said, before I do get started, if you're new to the channel, make sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on post notifications for more NFL, more fantasy football videos that will be coming out. And I also do NBA on this channel as well, so go ahead and subscribe. And the second thing is, if you guys do want to play against me in my official fantasy football league, the 5 Sports Talk Lead, which I did win last year, by the way, just saying, go ahead and join down below. There's still some spots left. It's first come, first serve. There will be prizes or a prize. Still have to decide that. But go ahead and sign up down below if you guys are interested. I will post the link in the description. With that being said, let's talk about today's video, my top 5 running back sleepers for this coming season. Now remember, what is the word sleeper? A sleeper is somebody people really don't expect or think too much of, or he's going under the radar. We're not talking about the big names here like the Le'Veon Bells, the Todd Gurley's, the Ezekiel Elliott's. We're talking about under the radar guys. Now, do they have to be completely unknown? No. This also depends on where guys are being drafted, okay? So I will talk about guys that potentially could be going a lot lower than they should be, or I should say, yeah, a lot lower than they should be, and guys that really people aren't talking about more, but looking at their situation, their schedule, and everything else in between, they absolutely should be picked up. These are my top 5 running back sleepers. So with that being said, we'll get started with number 5. Number 5, we have Rex Burkhead. Now, I do not feel this confident about Rex Burkhead of the New England Patriots, which is why this is at number 5. But with that being said, he is still a very good sleeper to me. Why? One, because of where he's being taken. All the hype for the Patriots running back situation is Sony Michel, the Patriots rookie running back who just got drafted this year, of course. But he's hurt, okay? And I'm not saying that Rex Burkhead's going to pop off and be the starter for the entire season, but the Patriots coaching staff trusts Rex Burkhead. They put him in use in just about everything we're talking about, as a runner, as a receiver, in the red zone. So he is utilized everywhere. He's like their Swiss Army knife. And we take a look at the fact that with Dion Lewis now gone to Tennessee, he's going to be the co-starter with Sony Michel. But Sony Michel's hurt. He injured his knee. He's not going to play in the preseason. So who knows how long that could be lingering. So you're talking about no Dion Lewis. You're talking about Mike Gillislee, who could be cut because he's been passed up on the depth chart. I know Jeremy Hill's there, but Jeremy Hill's more of a power back. Rex Burkhead, like I see, he's versatile. Now, again, we're talking about where you can get Rex Burkhead at a steal of a price. Sony Michel's a great running back sleeper too, but to me, he's not actually even a sleeper because he's getting drafted a lot higher than I would like to take him. So at that price, I'll take Rex Burkhead all day, any day. So he is my number 5 running back sleeper. Number 4, I've kind of got 2 guys in a package here, but they're basically because of the fact that they're both rookie running backs, and we're talking about Royce Freeman of the Denver Broncos and Ronald Jones of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both are in backfields that are very, very beatable, and that's the reason why I have them here. And here's the thing, the position that I like rookies the most is running backs because they're fresh, they're young, they are able to take the pounding. Coaches aren't afraid to give him that sort of, carries and the workload. So I like that for that reason. So let's take a look at it. The fact that Ronald Jones, okay, the rookie running back out of USC, has to beat out Peyton Barber, Charles Sims, and Jacquizz Rodgers. Are you kidding me? He could beat them in week 1, okay? He's probably beating them right now in camp. He ran for 987 yards and had 42 total touchdowns in college at a 6.1 yards per carry rate. So we know he is a good back, and with the lack of competition, not to mention the fact that Jameis is out for 3 games, they're going to be run heavy. I like Ronald Jones. Same thing for Royce Freeman. You got to compete with Devontae Booker, who was very underwhelming when he was given the opportunity to be the starter. They got D'Angelo Henderson there. But I think this is an easily winnable job by Royce Freeman. I expect him to take the lead running back role right away. And he impressed in college too at Oregon with 64 total touchdowns. So the talent is there, and both of these guys I believe can easily win their job. And you know the deal in fantasy football. If you have a starting running back, you have a commodity, and you can get these guys at the price that you wouldn't just because they are rookies, okay? Number 3, I've got Lamar Miller of the Houston Texans. Yes, I know, boring old Lamar Miller. He's old. He's just, not that exciting, and he's just an average back. Here's the thing, folks. Lamar Miller is an average back for the most part now after he's been out of his prime for a bit, but he can still be productive. And that's all we care about in fantasy football. And boy, was he productive when that guy was at quarterback. And we're talking about none other than Deshaun Watson, who is expected, of course, to make his return this season. And Lamar Miller, if you looked at his season last year, 888 yards and, 6 touchdowns. Not that great. But 4 of those 6 touchdowns came when Deshaun Watson was the starting quarterback. And you take a look at the fact that his competition in Dante Foreman, the backup running back, still not right from that Achilles injury. So there's no competition really for Lamar Miller and those carries. And the coach Bill O'Brien trusts Lamar Miller. And with the fact that he's just a running back in that offense with Deshaun Watson, I want him. I want him at that price. Lamar Miller is a solid RB2. He's a sleeper for me at number 2. I've got Christian McCaffrey, and yes, people might not think this is a sleeper, but McCaffrey's been going lower in drafts than I expected. Here's the thing. People are getting scared because of C.J. Anderson, who signed with the Carolina Panthers. But, folks, C.J. Anderson is going to be this year's Jonathan Stewart, or last year's Jonathan Stewart, I should say, because he's not going to take away carries in that sense that people think from a guy like a Christian McCaffrey, who the Panthers have invested so much in, folks. They're just not going to do that, and I believe that C.J. Anderson is, in fact, even going to have a shorter leash than I think Jonathan Stewart had last season. So Christian McCaffrey led the team in red zone rushing success rate at 44%, highest on the team. He's like Rex Burkhead in the sense, but he's a rich man's version because he does everything for them in running the ball, catching out of the backfield, which he is spectacular at. So in PPR leagues, he's even more valuable. And you take into account the fact that with the Panthers receiving core not that great, they've got rookie DJ Moore basically as their number 1 receiver now. Calvin Benjamin's gone. Greg Olson's a year older. They're going to depend on McCaffrey more than ever. And the fact is, one other little nugget, the Panthers have a great run defensive schedule for the run game, so they're facing a few teams that are good against the run. So they have a very soft schedule against the run. Boy, that took a lot to say for me. But with that being said, you get my point. I like Christian McCaffrey a lot. He's my number 2 sleeper. Number 1, he is not sexy at all as a pick, and that is why he's my number 1 sleeper. I have Alex Collins, okay? Folks, a lot of people hate on this guy just because, like I said, it's the Baltimore Ravens. They're not a good offense. They tend to be boring. They tend to be more of a defensive team. But all Alex Collins did was he was the RB16 last year, despite not starting a game till week 10, folks. Just think about that. RB16 last year, despite not starting till week 10. He had a 50% rush rate, which is ranked 50% rushing success rate, which is ranked 4th among all running backs qualified, which is about 32. Guess who he's behind only? Ezekiel Elliott, Todd Gurley, and Deion Lewis. This man has talent, and being now the undisputed starting running back for the Baltimore Ravens. I know they still have Buck Allen, but he's a receiving back. I know they still have Kenneth Dixon, guys like that. But Alex Collins is the guy in Baltimore, and the competition is at the quarterback position, not at the running back position. It's Joe Flacco versus Lamar Miller. Alex Collins is going to be the guy for the Ravens, regardless of who starts at quarterback. And so for that reason and the price that you can get him at, because like I said, he's not a sexy pick. This is a RB2 getting drafted who can put up potential RB1 numbers, okay? So absolutely love Alex Collins. I think he's my number 1 sleeper for you guys. Folks, my top 5 running back sleepers for you guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned, like I said, for my future videos coming out. Again, if you haven't signed up for the league, go ahead and do so down below. As always, thanks for watching.